Good day and Happy New Year, buddies. For 2024's first episode, I'm going to show you how to make this nice looking ant farm. If the build ends up to your liking, please share the video as well. That will really help us and the channel to continue and make better builds. Thank you. Anyway, for this project, we're going to use this cake containers that we had last holiday. We'll be needing at least 3 of them, one for the nest, one for the outworld, and one for the mold. We're also having extra lid that comes from the third, which will make it easy to replace the ant-escape prevention barrier later on. For the outworld, we cut an opening to the lid and drill expansion holes as well. For the next container, or the mold, we made a box out of Syn Cole board that will tightly fit the container. This way we have something that will hold the mold on place, since we're cutting the container on half. We need to cut it so we can easily open the mold, without damaging the nest after drying. If we skip this step, it will be almost impossible to remove the nest. I don't want to use oil, since it will just cause molds on the nest, in the long run. We'll just place it right here. Anyway, I also drilled holes here for the hydration straw, a nice spot since we got the space in the box due to the curved corners of the container. Next step is by just using Scotch tape, we'll be sealing the long cut in the middle, to prevent any leaks from the mixture that we'll be using. Next is placing the water tower with this straws, for way of hydration. We have this short video in the description, on how to make this water towers. Yes buddies, we're installing double water tower on this build. But you can freely use a single one of course, if you like it more that way. For the mixture, we're using sanded grout as usual. But since a lot has been asking on how to color the grout, or any concrete used on making ant farms, so, we're going to color it today to specially show you buddies. I'm using red, and a little bit of yellow food coloring for the job. We'll just mix it well. It's been a while but I showed it before on this build video from the past. We can also just buy colored grout or cements available, and mixed them to our liking. Anyway, after we mixed, we're now simply pouring the mixture to create a base layer. Then we're securing this space on the front of water tower, so we can have a view for the content or the water level later on. After that, we'll pouring another layer to cover the backside. The water tower will float buddies since it's too light, so don't forget to press it down while we stack sand above it. And while we're designing the chambers, I plan it to be surrounded with cave-like chambers, so we're doing it this way. Don't forget to completely cover the hydration straw with grout, to bury it from sight, and to prevent escapees and intruders. Then we'll cover it with sand. The idea buddies is to create a huge single pillar in the middle, that will hold the base and top layer together. This way we'll have a view available all around. And to create a more realistic look, we need to make little mounds like this at the top, and curves on the side of the pillar. Speaking of looks, we're also adding stalactite-like designs on the ceiling, by simply using the tip of a pencil, just like this. The next thing is we secure stalactites, by pouring the mixture on each of them one by one. This will prevent air pocket build-ups, instead of the design. Then we're borrowing the outworld lid that we cut earlier, so we can pour the sanded grout freely. We'll just completely fill it next, but don't forget to set a tubing for the entrance. We're gonna let it dry for 2 days, but before we continue to check the outcome, and make the outworld, let me say welcome back, buddies. And for those new to the channel, you're also welcome to D-Colony. We can now remove it from this box to check the results. Just the lid alone is not too easy to remove, since it's tightly fitted like we wanted. Main reason why we cut a mold, so opening the nest will be a lot easier this time. We need to pull out the hydration straw, since it's on the way on removing the other half of the mold. With this mold that we can reuse for multiple times, we can make more of this and farm as much as we like. Next is we're just clearing the sand to reveal the tunnels. We also rinse it with water and hear how it's look like. We got the tunnels as we like. And the stalactites nice and beautiful. We're carving out some of the grout here, since it's covering a large portion of the tower. We're gonna install the nest in a new container, buddies. And the hardest part is drilling a hole for the hydration on the new container. Since we can't just size it to the mold, and it's also hard to drill on the curve edges. So we're drilling a much bigger hole than what's needed, in case we missed the right spot. Anyway, we also drilled a hole here at the back for ventilation. And as I'm telling you earlier, we missed the spot. But luckily we made the hole bigger, so we still covered a way for the straw. Unfortunately on the other hydration, we missed it badly, so we just used a hot rod to melt a way for the straw. I guess we should just done it that way first. Lesson learned, we'll surely do it that way on the next one. Anyway, we install the lid, and mark the place to drill the entrance. We also align the outworld to drill through it as well. We can also drill spots for some magnets here if we want it to be connected like that. We installed a tubing through them, and proceed to make the outworld. We blocked the tubing with a moist tissue paper, to avoid filling it by accident. We ran out of the red food color, buddies, so our mixture for the outworld is obviously lighter in color. For the landscape design, we're using the same procedure like we did on this short video tutorial. Feel free to check it out for more details. Since we have a thin layer here, it's already dry in the next morning. We just proceed on clearing the sand. And we also installed acrylic pipe with mesh for the ventilation. And also installed the 4mm straw for hydrating the water towers. Just like that. And our new cave and farm is done. I just hope you have learned something from this video, guys. Be a genie for the first time, by granting my wish in tapping the like and share button. That would help a lot. This is Colony, saying goodbye for now, but hoping to see you on my next videos.